but another late night of softball. I think it was a credit to both teams in the game of softball, the way it was played. It was nail biter from start to finish. Lots of changes, lots of different strategies employed. So it was just fun to be a part of it, and obviously, it had to be credit whether you won or lost that game. We know that Clemson's going to come back out tomorrow and fight like heck to kind of get a berth, and so will we. And it should be another classic game tomorrow, so we're looking forward to it.
We'll start questions student athletes first, and then we'll bounce to coach. So,
Deegan, you came in the game in the middle of the fifth inning, but I think the biggest inning was the eighth inning. Walk us through having runners in scoring position and having to start from the bottom with 0 outs.
Yeah, never a doubt. I looked at Leanne, I was just like, stay with me. Just like stay locked in with her the whole time. Every time I turned around, she had my back the whole time. The whole defense did the whole game, and so just had to rely on my defense in some of those moments. And then I think maybe it ended with a strikeout, but no, a ground out. No, the play at first. Anyway, regardless, I don't remember, but just like relied on my defense, rolled a ground ball, or just wanted to keep it in the infield.
Kurt, go ahead with your first.
Yeah, Tegan, it was such a masterpiece. Were you like pitching on guts, to go out there one inning after another? What was that like? How tense was it playing with that pressure?
I think I played freer than I did yesterday. Kind of control what I could control, and what happened yesterday is over, and so I think I just tried to play freer today and have more fun, and I think it paid off.
Leanne, defensively, it was adventurous with the first 3 pitchers in the game. When Tegan enters the game, what's kind of the mindset of the defense? What's going through your mind with her in the circle?
Just still staying locked in. She's one of the best pitchers in the country, so I know she's got us. And we know that she produces some flyouts, but still staying locked in on defense regardless, and we know she's got us, so we're good.
Tegan, Alex and Maddie Moore have been a problem this weekend, but you come in and you pretty much had your way with them. What was your approach, given how successful they were against you yesterday?
I think it's a new day. I think anything can happen on a new day, and I knew that Brown leadoff had my number a little bit yesterday, but I kind of even said in my head, like, not today. And so just, like, acknowledging that, but finding a new way to pitch around her, and I think we went a little more out and a little more down as the game went on. So just using that. And tomorrow could be different, but just reading what happens, pitch by pitch, but just throwing what I'm confident in. And
Yeah. How successful was your drop ball today? It seemed like a lot of times they were chasing it out of the strike zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was a big piece of it. That's why I worked all off season for it, come up in moments like this, and so. It was a big piece of a success today, and I think it helped a lot and to get ground ball outs when I needed to, and that's what we needed most sometimes.
Thank you. This question is for any of you. You guys had clutch moments of coming back, whether it was Reese's home run or Jolie's double. Can you talk about the scrappiness of your batting order and getting the big plays when you guys needed them, even if you guys couldn't take the lead, but just staying in the game like that?
Our hitting's contagious, and we were just talking the whole time like we were on there pitching and we were going to do it, and talking about Texas fight and just passing the bat regardless. If you got out, you still passed along the information you saw, because the game went 10 innings as we saw, so just passing along the information and how they were adjusting us, and in the end we came out on top.
Leanne, you're diving into the dirt for the base. You're scoring from second in the 10th on that. And the crowd's really responding. Are you going to sense you're kind of a crowd favorite? Like, do you notice the crowd like when you're making plays like that?
Yeah, definitely. Our crowd is super contagious, one of the best atmospheres in the country to come play at, and it's one of the hardest stadiums to play at, so just having the crowd involved is really important for us.
Tegan, you had a moment out there with Kat and her family. How important is that to see that the best player to ever play here has kind of got your back in a big game like this?
Yeah, it's huge. I think, obviously, what she's done for Texas is huge, and she continues to root for us, wear burnt orange proudly, and she makes us want to wear burnt orange proudly. There's a lot of pride there, and so I think having her on our side is, we got the best on our side, and so I think it shows. But she's always there if we need to talk, or she's always there to pump us up and give us some motivational text before the game, and so it's huge to have her on our side, and she's been through it all, and so That's a huge benefit for us.
One more quick question. Tegan, who knows what Mike's gonna do with his pitchers? Are you ready to throw some more tomorrow?
Yeah, of course.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling physically?
I feel good, yeah.
Does
I'm trying
adrenaline carry you at all in a game like this?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carry with the last in-house one, then we'll go to Zoom real quick.
Yeah, are you wanting to replace Reese as the new slugger on this team now that you're hitting home runs regularly?
Oh, you know, Reese is so good at it. I'm just gonna be here, and I'm still gonna do what I need to do. But you know, Reese is gonna come through.
Actually, so
Can you talk about how comfortable you are being back at short and how you made big plays?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, my team's behind me, and my coaching staff's got me. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw it, but out there, I'm constantly talking to our pitching coach, PR, and just being like, hey, I got you. Like, she's telling me, like, I'm one of the best shortstops in the country, and just staying with it and being behind my pitching staff. They have me, so I got them.
sorry, go ahead.
Tegan, take us into that jam where, you know, 2 runners on, a productive out for Clemson wins the game. What carried you through that, and what was going through your head?
Coach White says all the time, you're 1 pitch away from an out. And so, honestly, in all the innings, I was just saying that. And I wanted to do it in less pitches if I had to get the game over. But you're 1 pitch away at all moments, and so I just kept that in my head.
Oh, and then, Leanne, how about that diving stop at short? What happened there?
I don't know. Honestly, it was kind of adrenaline and just like a quick reaction and just going all out for my pitchers, and it worked out in our favor.
Jump over here real quick. Anything on Zoom for Tegan or Leanne?
Did you feel comfortable all night in the plate?
Do you mind repeating it? Sorry, my volume was low.
Oh, yeah, no, just take me through that at bat where you hit the home run, and it looked like you felt comfortable all night. How'd you feel in the box?
Yeah, I felt good just sticking with my plan and knowing what my strong suits are and just sticking with that and hunting what I need to do. And so I feel like that was at my advantage the whole night.
And Tegan, is there any moments where you had flashbacks to A&M last year in this Supers? It seems like y'all just don't like to play boring, normal games. You just like to play nail-biters like that.
No, honestly, I had a flashback to our long game with Tech. Honestly, under the lights and going into, I guess we went to the 10th this one. I think it was only 9 last time. But that was the flashback there. But I think we got in the locker room and we kind of reminisced on last Super Regional. So it's always a fun time here at McCombs.
Did that experience last year help you here tonight?
Oh, 100%. I mean, playing against the best, playing tough games only makes you better. Learn from everything, and so it 100% has helped us, especially win this game.
Congrats, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk Tegan. You didn't start her. You didn't bring her in second. You didn't bring her in third. What prompted you to bring her into the game? How much were you thinking about a possible game tomorrow, and what was kind of your mindset about the pitchers tonight?
There really was no plan other than to start Cam. And as I told the team in a team meeting, it was going to be Janie Holstaff. And they knew it. We were going to use everybody we had to. Obviously, the order of that was Tegan last because she's kind of like the closer for us in that moment. I didn't understand. I didn't realize it was going to go 10 innings. But there's no tomorrow if you don't win that game. So you've got to. I know the old fast pitch rule from men's fast pitch days. You don't want to lose your number one on the bench. So, when it got close, there was not my way to get that lead back up and going to make sure that we finish with Tegan.
Yeah, Mike, the decision to bring in Sophie in the 4th, what went into that? Because she hasn't pitched much this year.
Yeah, she's been looking really good lately. Obviously had a couple of outings for us, and it's been in control. And especially in the bullpen, we were still a team that in the bullpen and in practice, you can kind of work your way into the lineup just by the way you carry yourself and how hard you're working. And that's what she's been doing, and we had to trust in her. It just didn't work out. It's a pressure-filled moment. Like you said, she hadn't pitched much. And to throw her in the deep end like that, I feel for her, and I'll take the ownership of that. And, she's a resilient kid, and I'm sure she'll be ready to do it again for us if we need her.
Zoe right front.
Can you talk about Tegan's growth from last year to this year and just being sharper and sharper?
Tegan's progress? Yeah. I think she realized that she had to develop some other pitches, so some complementary pitches to watch. Obviously, rise ball's her number one, and then just trying to get better with the control of it and be able to work at different heights throughout the zone with the rise ball. And then the drop ball is definitely a pitch that she's feeling much more comfortable with. Induced a number of ground outs like last year. If you look at a fly ball to ground ball ratio, it's much different this year.
Kurt, go ahead.
Mike, just how would you just rate her pitching performance and describe with so much on the line and for so many innings like she did?
Oh, gutsy. That's it. Texas fight right there. I mean, you nails your back's against the wall. And as she said, you know, I'm glad to hear that she reached back, and something I've said 1,000 times, maybe stuck with her. But it is just one pitch, and this way you can concentrate on, be here in the present moment. And she was able to corral the energy, especially after yesterday, coming off the outing she had yesterday. That tells me a lot right there, and what this kid and the just the growth that she's experiencing just from even just yesterday to today.
Speaking of gutsy, you start a freshman in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
You switch up your defense, with the infield, switch up the batting order a little bit. What was your mindset making all these moves before the game?
Desperate times require desperate measures. So, we were desperate. We had to do something. We had to break it up. I'm glad I moved Leanne down the order a little bit. I thought she was swinging the bat really well, so I flipped her, into the number 7 spot. That worked out. I wanted to take a little pressure off of Stewie and move Jolie up because she was swinging the bat pretty well, and she's gutsy. She's a senior. Stewie's still learning, still growing. So I wanted to just take some pressure off of her in those moments. But obviously, the movement in the infield, Leanne played outstanding today. Really good at shortstop. Even that last play, that was great. And for Mia to be at the bag in that spot was huge for us. And then, of course, KB did a good job at second base.
Ron, did you have one?
Oh, I can't forget Stewie's throw
Yeah,
from
right.
the outfield. That was huge.
Yeah.
What did
I
you
mean-
think of that?
Oh, that was clutch. I mean, heck. I mean, it got there so soon, I think KB was looking for the runner.
Carrie, if you don't mind, pass it back.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
No, thank you. So do you anticipate another, as you said, Jeannie Holstaff game tomorrow, and kind of what's your plan going into that?
Yeah, we got to sleep on it, obviously. It's good to hear that Tegan's ready to go, but we'll see how she feels tomorrow, and we'll make a decision. I think they're probably going to do the same thing, go with what got them here. That's the way it rolls, and we'll make that decision tomorrow.
And do you think that your hitters will, how do you think your hitters will adjust to someone other than Basinger or McCubbin likely pitching for Clemson?
Well, we've looked at the other pitcher, which is the four-header Cintron, I think it is. She's, every pitcher can be difficult. You can't take anybody for granted, no matter how much they've pitched or haven't pitched. If you don't have the discipline and go up there and be prepared, you can get yourself in trouble. So we're going to expect anybody they put out there, they're a quality team. They're going to bring it, I'm pretty sure. And it should be, like I said, another good game.
We'll go with Kurt.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Do you feel like you and your team almost like living on the edge? Because there's so many times it look like your season's over.
Yeah, my cardiac doctor's not liking it probably, but yeah, that's Dr. Wang, by the way. So, but I need to check out with him. But no, they do like to live on the edge a little bit. It's kind of frustrating, but at least they're coming back and they're making games of it and fighting to the end. And like I said before, it was a classic game for softball, and if a lot of these games, the level of softball just increased throughout the country, and then these championships, it really brings everything to light.
Perfect. All right. Anything on the Zoom for Coach Mike? Coach Mike White.
Yeah, Coach, I mean, you mentioned it, obviously, living on the edge. You lived on the edge last year in the Supers. Do you think last year's experience helped this group tonight get through this game?
Well, there's a lot of experiences we had throughout the year. It's not only just last year, but we did mention the fact that we've done this before. We did it in 22, being down to our last game 7 times, I think it was. And some of that group is still with us, the seniors. So that's something we can reflect on. We've shared that with the team, and then of course the experience from last year. Just fighting through and just continuing to plod along and keep and flip the pressure. That's what we tried to do.
From your freshman there, you said you determined she was going to get the ball. I thought she gave you a good outing. What did you see from her?
Yeah, I mean, I thought she controlled just looking at her face and her emotions, the way she carried herself, she looked like she was a senior. There was no pressure. I mean, that's a tough situation to put somebody in. And I thought she carried herself real well. Was working ahead most of the night and did exactly what we needed from her. I think she went 4 strong.
Yeah. And then last question here. Good. Is she like your glue? I mean, you ask her to play second, she can do that. Play short, she can do that. Hit wherever in the lineup. she seems to be that glue that you can lean on to put her in whatever situation you need her to put her on.
I'd rather use Swiss Army knife, but, you know, she's a utility for sure. And she does that well. You know, we flipped her a little bit to try and get more, a better player at second base, so to speak, a little more range. And it worked for a little bit, but now she's ready to come back, and she's, you know, taking it in stride and really giving her best effort for the team.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.